Thank you very much for joining us in this live session. And straight away we have of Zyme. It is up 25.08%. At some point we had it at 28%. So it's currently retracing now down to 24.44% at $11.57. Momentum is running flat at the moment based on this 1 minute live session. Yes, it's retracing further now down to 23.58%. But all the signals look so much more positive at the moment. Yes, retracing now at 11.42, but even though the momentum is flat, it's pretty much leveling out and even trying to look up again. So we have an extension of 22.08%. For some a couple of close to an hour it was sustained around 20%, so it's returning back to that level now. Yeah, so we have 22.62% at the moment. So if you just join us, thank you very much for doing so. Okay, so let's look at all the stocks. Let's look at novan, NOVN. Novan rather. Novan is up just 2.04%. At some point it was up 10% in this pre-market session. If you just joined us, thank you very much. Thank you very much for doing so. So Novan has lost some of the gains it had earlier on. So let's go ahead and look at CRSR. So if you have any stock you want us to have a look at, by all means just put it there in the comment box so we can have a look at it. So we have Corsair Gaming up 14.89%. The signals are very much of the bullish type. All of its moving averages based on the 1 minute model are looking up at the moment. So novan has extended to 37.18%. Sorry, $37.18. Momentum is quite strong. So let's look at NVAX. NVAX is up, or rather NOVAX is up 9.21% in this pre-market session of the 14th of June 2021. Momentum is just trying to improve a little bit, but not so wonderful. The stock is trading below all of its short and intermediate moving averages at the moment, up 9.26%. Thank you very much if you just joined us. Holdings up 3.03% at the moment. decarbonization plus acquisition up 6.03% at the moment. Momentum is flat. So let's quickly look at ORPH. It's up 23.15% at the moment. Momentum is waning. MACD is below the signal line because the stock itself is below its short-term moving average. I believe, especially the 10-day moving average, it's below that. So the MACD is below its signal line. So the stock is just trading below, rather at $11.51 at the moment. At some point, it ran up an extension of 28%, I believe. We can evidently see that. We can see that here. That was it was trading at $12.11. So let's look at AMC and see what's going on here with AMC. AMC is at some point it had a significant amount of gain, but it has lost all of that. It was trading at 51.50 at some point, but currently now at 49.87. Okay, so let's there are a couple of stocks according to Bloomberg. It says it has this piece. Amongst the most heavily shorted stocks are names like Clover Health and Workhouse. So meanwhile, Bumble Inc., Petco Health and Wellness Co. both of fresh initial offerings this year find themselves in the outside looking in as part of the few companies in the list that haven't seen outside gains. So this is a piece that is trying to point out that well, this is their own effort to see how you can spot the next meme stock that will be squeezed. So says meme stocks in training. Not all stocks in high amounts of short interest have been big gainers. So some of them, okay, short interest. You can see Pubmatic, 1 month price change. Okay, Pubmatic, MicroStrategy. Okay, so these are some of them. So let's have a look at Pubmatic. Let's look at Pubmatic and see what's going on there. Sorry about that. Let's look at Pubmatic. Yes, PU there. Yeah. So Pubmatic is up 4.75 at the moment. 4.75%. Nothing much is going on there. But even at that, the signals, the intermediate to the long-term underlying trend is quite bullish. But the momentum is totally flat right now. MACD is also below the signal line. This is what is going on live in the pre-market session. So the market is opening in about an hour and 31 minutes. So if you just joined us, thank you very much. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, whatever it is you can do. Let's get going. So we're currently looking at some of the stocks that have high short interests, high short volumes based on the data Bloomberg has collated. So let's look at MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy, I believe. There's a Microvision, MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy, yes. MicroStrategy is up 2.82%. You can see that. This is what's going on the 1 minute live model. All the signals are very much bullish. So, but not. It's just a bit blank at the moment for MicroStrategy. But MicroStrategy, it's not exactly on squeeze, but this just has a significant amount of short interest, I believe. So. The other one is Iovance Biotherapeutics. Yeah, Iovance. So IOVA is down 1.36%. Not fascinating at all. So these are not under squeeze or anything like that. We're just looking at them. Okay, so ACOS Bioscience, ACOS Bioscience, ACOS Bioscience, RC US. It's up 6.51%. Very blank. Nothing is really going on. Very quiet here. So let's Omeros. Look at Omeros. OMER. Okay, it's up 0.25%. If you just joined us, thank you very much for doing so. Leave us a comment, subscribe, like, share, super chat, whatever you can do. Let's get going. If you want us to have a look at any stock, by all means put it in the comment box, and we will do so. Discovery. Let's look at Discovery. Okay, Discovery. Okay, it could be any of them. It's unchanged. So we not exactly. Okay, Heron Therapeutics. Let's look at Heron Therapeutics. Heron Therapeutics. Yeah, HRTX. Okay, yes, it's. I believe it's. Yes, it might be. It may have been on squeeze at some point. It's down 0.97%. So let's look at the next one. The next one is Madrigal Pharmaceuticals. Madrigal Pharmaceutical, MDGL. Okay, it's unchanged at the moment based on this 1 minute live model. So let's look at the next one is Kirkland's. Kirk, down 0.93%. Okay, the other one is GCM Grosvenor. GCM Grosvenor, I think. GCM is up 3.53% in this pre-market session. So let's quickly run all of these over and go back to the stocks that probably are by far more interesting. ORIC. Okay, ORIC Pharmaceuticals up 2.46%. Stock is bullish and extending. Like the above signal line momentum is quite strong and extending. Currently trading at $20. Up from $19.52, just an extension of 2.46. Not a lot, not a whole lot. Next one is Finance of America. Can we see that? FOA, yes, up 1.51%. Okay, let's quickly do this. Oxygen, yes, Oxygen is definitely one of the stocks we know. CGN, okay, down 3.15%. Okay, so let's look at the ones that okay, so these are the top next. Okay, so top 20 America's next top 20 mains. The top 20 most shorted US stocks or have short interest above 30% or float short interest percentage of equity float. So Pubmatic, Workhouse, Clover, Akrimoto, Geo Group, Root, 180, Life Sciences, Blink Charging, OnTrax, Altimeter Growth, PetMed Express, Esperion Therapeutics, Bing Global, Canoe, Fulgent, Genetics, GoGo, Good RX Holdings, Washington Prime Group, Nicola, Clovis Oncology. So okay, so we looked at Pubmatic, and okay, let's have a look at them, and let's have a look at them. But before we do that, let's have a look at ORPH. ORPH. Okay, it's okay. Extension is at 23.26% in this pre-market session. Pre-market session of the 14th of June 2021. So let's go ahead and also look at RMAD before we go to that list from Bloomberg. RMAD is up 6.22% at the moment and extending. Yes, 6.22% and extending. We have a position in RMAD and ORPH as well, so it's important that we point that out to you. So okay, let's go back to that list and see what's going on there. That list from Bloomberg. Pubmatic, let's look at Pubmatic. Pubmatic is up 4.1% at the moment. It's currently the short-term moving averages are bearish, but the longer term and the intermediate ones are still very much bullish based on this 1 minute live model. So it's up 4.1%. Pubmatic. Momentum is also trying to improve. MACD below the signal line because the stock itself is below its 10-day moving average, I believe. So if you just joined us, thank you very much for doing so. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, like, share, super chat, drop a comment, and let's see what's going on. So let's look at Workhouse. WKHS. Workhouse is up 0.45%. The short-term moving averages based on this 1 minute model are bearish, but the other ones are still very much bullish. The 14 period slow stochastic oscillator is just at 50 or thereabouts. Might be below the signal line. So Workhouse up 0.97% at the moment. If you just join us, thank you very much. Subscribe, like, share, super chat, drop a comment. Let's know what's going on. If there's any stock you want us to have a look at, we'll just do that quite quickly. So let's move on to Clover Health. Clover Health is down 1.6% at the moment. Okay, I believe its moving averages are of a mixed type. I believe the short and intermediate ones are looking down, but the 14 period slow stochastic, sorry, the 200-day moving one is still just lying horizontally. Not exactly, not bullish, not bearish, just very much neutral at the moment. So let's go ahead and see what is the next one. Oh, thank you very much. We have quite a growing number now, so give us a thumbs up and let's get going. So the next one is Akrimoto. We don't have that, do we? We don't have Akrimoto. The symbol we don't have, I think. We're not sure of that. If you know the symbol for Akrimoto, you can just leave it in the comment box if you can. Thank you very much. Let's have a look at it. Yes, did we get that? Oh, sorry. It's my fault. My bad. Akimoto. Yes, Akimoto. FUV, yes. Akimoto up 0.35%, not a lot, but momentum is strong. The stock has sustained its price at 14.32 for some time now. Okay, maybe not very much is being done, not very much is going on there concerning Akrimoto based on this 1 minute live model in this pre-market session. The market is opening in about an hour and 20 minutes. So let's go ahead and look at the next stock that the folks at Bloomberg are calling the top 20. So the next one is Geo Group. Geo Group, it's down 1.35%. The stock is retracing below all of its short and intermediate moving averages. The momentum is also waning, probably almost flat at the moment, completely flat at the moment. But at the same time, it flickers up and down, Okay, the next one is Root. Symbol Root as well. Okay, up 0.83%. The stock itself is has extended all the way to $12.09. I think the underlying signal is very much a bullish one. It's trading above its volume weighted average price as well as all of its moving averages. 14 period slow stochastic oscillator sustained at 100%. So it's overbought at the moment. It's MACD above signal line easily. Okay, so it's only up 0.83%. So let's look at the next one. The next one is 180 Life Sciences. 180 Life Sciences. That's Life. Okay, we can get that. We can get it. Let's see, what does it say there? 180 Life Sciences. We don't have any symbol for that. We'll move on to Blink Charging. No. Blink Charging. Yeah, BLNK. BLNK is up 1.49% at the moment. Yes, we have 3 likes, and can we just increase that? Thank you all very much. Thank you. Blink Charging up 0.149% and currently trading at $4.09. Momentum is very much strong at almost 100%. MACD above the signal line and extending, I believe. So let's look at the next one. The next one is on track. OTRK up 0.45%. Before we move on to the next one, let's look at ORPH. Of Zyme is okay, up 21.65%. At some point we had an extension of 28% or thereabout. So the next one will be, or rather next update will be on AMC. AMC is up 1.62%. Okay, at some point we saw an extension of about 6% during this pre-market session. So Armed is the next one. Armed is up 3.87%. I think for the short term moving averages, they are very much bearish at the moment, but the other ones are still very much bullish. Momentum is just right above 50. MACD below the signal line. All of these are just based on the 1 minute model. If you just joined us, thank you all very much. Thank you. Subscribe, like, share, super chat, leave a comment. Let's get going. Okay, yes. Okay, BlackBerry. All right, let's have a look at BlackBerry quickly. Okay, BlackBerry is up 0.49%. I think it's, right now it's been fluctuating between 1420 and 1430 for some minutes now. So we're not seeing. Let's see what the volumes are saying for BlackBerry. It hasn't changed now. It's a bit quiet there now. MACD is 14 period slow stochastic oscillator just on 25, just getting oversold at the moment. MACD is below the signal line. It has to be. Okay, and it's trying to flick up a bit now. It's trying to flick up a bit. Just broke through that 200-day moving average. Next one to it's going to challenge the 200-day moving average. All of these obviously are based on the 1-minute model. So it's up 0.56%. The volume has changed. We now have a figure, a smaller figure, but it doesn't mean that's the total figure. We have just 167 shares that just crossed the tape at the moment. Nothing else is going on. Nothing. It's a bit quiet for BlackBerry at the moment. We'll come back to it and see what's going on. So let's move on and see the next top 20 stock. Top 20 stock. It will be Altimeter Growth. Altimeter Growth. Altimeter Growth. We have that there. Okay, yes, we have it. AGC is up 1.02% at the moment. Not very, it's a bit blank, and even at that, we have 2,045 shares that have just crossed the tape. Okay. So let's look at the next one. Will be PetMed Express. PetMed Express. Good. Pets is up 6.64%. Very quiet, very blank. Nothing's really going on, but money is being the stock is up 6.64%. So let's look at the next one. Next one will be Esperion Therapeutics. Esperion Therapeutics. It's unchanged at the moment. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Next one is Beam Global. Beam is down 0.4%. Okay, but even at that, the underlying signal for Beam based on this 1-minute model is that it is very much bullish. The signals are very much positive and bullish. You can see what's going on here. The stock is gradually extending. It's even though it is down 0.4% at $34.6. So the next one is Canoe Inc. Canoe. Go EV. It's down 0.82% in this pre-market session. MACD is above the signal line. Even though it is down 0.82%, the stock is still trading above its short term moving averages as well as its 50-day moving average, but also below the 200-day moving average based on this 1-minute live model. So its Canoe Inc is down 0.82%. Let's look at the next one. The next one is Fulgent Genetics. Okay, Fulgent Genetics. FLGT. Okay, it's up 2.73% at the moment. If you just joined us, thank you all very much. Give us a thumbs up. Let's get going. We're looking at the top 20. How did they put it? Okay, America's next top 20 meme stocks. Okay, so the top 20 most shorted US stocks all have short interest above 30%. So that's what we're looking at. We're looking at them individually. So we just looked at Fulgent. So the next one is GoGo. Let's look at that one as well. GoGo Inc is up 0.52%. Nothing very much is going on there. Graphically, we can see nothing going on, but in the actual sense, things are going on, but we can't see it graphically. Okay, so GoodRx Holdings is the next one. GoodRx. GoodRx. Okay, we got that. That's GoodRx. GDRX, that's the one. GDRX up 2.2%. Yes, GDRX it has managed to sustain its extension to 37.50% or $37.59. Momentum is strong, indicating the stock is overbought. MACD is also below the signal line, even though it is sustained up there at $37.59. So that's GDRX up 2.2%. Next one is Washington Prime Group. Let's have a look. Washington Prime Group. Yes, WPG. It is okay. Trading halted for WTG. Okay, this is only the pre-market session. It's up 1.24, but trading is halted. Who knows why it is? Who knows why it is? We don't exactly know, but all we can say it's halted, and it is up at $4.90 at the moment. So let's look at the next one. Next one is Nikola and Clovis Oncology. Nikola. NKLA is down 2.51%. Okay, so the next one is Clovis Oncology. Yes, CLVS, Clovis Oncology up 1.38%. Okay, so we have it. We've just had a look at I wouldn't say not all of them, I believe all the 20 of them. So we're just going ahead and we're going to look at ORPH. ORPH up 17.15%. At some point we had an extension of 28%, so it has lost about 11% since that time. Now trading at $10.9 at the moment. Momentum is retracing down. Where's momentum at the moment? Momentum is at 6.78, so it's currently oversold at the moment. ORPH, so we have some sell-off going on. So the news out there for ORPH is that, what does he say over here? It says this is from Bloomberg. It says Denmark's first meme stock of Zyme was hit by a deep sell-off on Monday. I believe today, the 14th of June, as last week's sudden spike during US hours crashed into reality once local investors returned from the weekend. Shares in the tiny Copenhagen based biotechnology firm plunged as much as 37% when the market opened in the Danish capital, with the meme stock frenzy hitting Danish shores at the end of last week. One of the region's main retail brokerages is now warning clients of the potential risk ahead as they face a new and unfamiliar trading reality. Of Zyme, which has yet to produce a viable treatment or make money, so its ADS price saw almost 1,400% at one point last week. On Reddit, users posted updates such as "I'm an idiot, long 4,000 shares of ORPH." Another posted in that both view. So yes, so So it has here some meme strategies. It's relevant for all investors, private and professional, to scan their portfolios for shares which have potential, can be affected, which potentially can be affected by this in future. That's short squeeze, he said by phone. Though the kind of volatility to which meme stocks succumb is beyond most individual investors' control, there's still scope for more traditional investors to figure out how to exploit the opportunities it provides. So, Orphazyme, which uses heat shock proteins to develop therapies for rare degenerative diseases, has had a turbulent time since its 2017 initial public offering. Oops, sorry about that. Shares in the company peaked in February 2020, trading above 69% of its IPO price. Okay. Yeah, so let's go ahead and see what's going on. Okay, Orphazyme, the same stock, has started to retrace again. We now have an extension of only 60.51% at the moment. I think the underlying signals up to the 50-day moving average indicates it's getting bearish at the moment. But the momentum is also improving. So let's look at AMC and see what's going on. AMC is up 2.37% and gradually improving. At some point it was below 1%. So let's look at RMED. RMED is up 3.87%. Up 4% now. Yes, Paul. Hey, hello, Paul. Yes. Okay, HYG. Okay, let's have a look at HYG. Okay, iShares, iBox, high corporate bonds. Okay, up 0.01%. So, okay, let's look at it here. Let's see if we can refresh. Yeah. Okay, let's have a look at HYG. Oh wow, what's the sound like? Is it from the mic or something like that? What sort of sound are you hearing? Okay, it's a high yield corporate bond ETF. Okay, so but oh, static interference. Okay, yeah, I get that sometimes. Yeah, let me see. Has it improved? Is it better now? Is it? No, I suppose not. Okay, look at the puts. Okay, let's have a look at the puts. Okay, sounds better. Okay. Okay, let's look at the puts. Of course, you must have heard that these sort of bonds, or rather, yes, these sort of bonds will they are likely not to do so well in the case of if inflation hits. Okay, let's look at puts. For which strike is that? Okay, look at the puts on it. There are almost never any, but for June 18 there are. Okay, June 18. Okay, yeah. Okay, so you is it out of the money, or okay? Look at all strikes. Yeah. 17107. Okay, so yes, what exactly are you looking at? Are we looking at? I'm looking at the strikes. This is the June 18. Okay, let me see if I can use bring it do it and look at it differently through that's what is it called? Oh, by Friday. Okay, let's see. HYG. Okay. Yes, I mean yes. It's good. It's a good data. It's a good place to see what's going on. Absolutely, it's the if the stock has options. So if the instrument has options, very good, very good. Yes, because it gives an idea, because they hedge it with them. So they hedge their short bets with them. So let's go ahead and see what's going on all of them. Oh yes, okay, yes. The open interests will give us a good idea. Oh yes, okay. Look at that. Okay, looking at open interests. These okay. So amongst other things, it must not always be that they could do all sort of things. They can also buy them. Some of them might be buying them, betting that it will collapse, and yes, okay, yes, I mean that's what the open, if you're looking at open interest, look at 8,000 on this. Look at that, 8,000 on this. Is, I mean, if you buy it, it doesn't have any value at the moment, but people have 8,000 of it. I mean, it has an open interest of about 8,000. I see what you're saying. Okay, Mr. King, I'm going to come back to you. Okay, just 1 minute. We are looking at this ETF HYG. It seems it has some unusual open interests, indicating that people are betting that it will collapse. So I'm going to come back to you in 1 minute, and we'll look at MMX. Okay, so. Okay, let's go ahead, and you can see that. You can see this is also, we have another 35,498, and we have another one 15,600. I mean, this is, yes, something is brewing here. Something is brewing. Look at that. I mean, this is 223,000. So it's about 20 million if they all have to be exercised. So yes, it's yes, and it's all of these are out of the money stocks, out of the money options. You can see that. So there's no doubt that there is a bet. I mean, there's no doubt that there is a bet that something is going to happen with iShares, this ETF. And you know, these are sort of these what is it called, these it's a link to high yield bonds, and they are not expected to do well with inflation. So maybe amongst other things, this could be what's going on, you know. So thank you very much, Paul, for bringing that to our attention. 23k open interest on the 86. Okay, and 86, I saw that on 86 strike. Let's move down. Yes, 223,000. Absolutely, I saw that. Yes. 8681. Yes, 8681. 8681. Absolutely, yes. Yes, that's true. They're around that, and you know, you never know. By the time the market opens, these could skyrocket, because I believe we're not the only ones looking at them. You know, I wouldn't say would they really skyrocket. They will gain some value, but because the underlying stock itself is not anywhere there, it hasn't retraced all the way down to these sort of levels. You know, and also it's decaying a bit, so it's quite a gamble, you know. And if you're going to buy some of these, it will cost you $1 to $7 to buy one contract. But Friday is by Friday, you know, well, it's well, by all means, you know, yeah. Okay, that's fascinating. BlackRock and Citadel, they have over 4 billion bets on display. I think, amongst other things, they're not they're doing it for their own gain. I mean, they're not I believe that they're not doing it because of people who are chasing short squeeze and all that stuff. I think they are doing it because I think because of inflation. You know, people are definitely going to be maybe shorting the stock. Okay, let's have a look and see what it is. It's trading on live now. HYG. Okay, it only has an extension of 0.01%, so nothing fascinating there. So well, it's interesting. It's interesting to yes, yes. We'll have a look. We'll continue to observe and see what's going on there. HYG. Okay, and that's is it only the June 18th for some reason? Let's see whether it's also the case with the other ones. June 25, you can see open interest, not as much. Yeah, so well, it's fascinating what's going on here. And the June 25 as well, they're also quite affordable as well. You can see you can only get involved with this one with $7 only. You can see. Okay, so Paul, let's have a look at Mr. King Smith. Mr. King Smithy, he wants us to have a look at MMX. Okay, MMX is probably not trading at the moment. I've been trying to make out time to come up with an update for MMX. So based on this 1 minute live model, we haven't seen. I think there might be some volumes going on there, but we haven't. It doesn't, obviously it's a super penny stock trading at $0.0007. Let's look at it here and see what's going on. We're going to come back to this this iShares iBox high yield corporate bonds. Let's look at MMX. Let's look at MMX. So the market is opening in about it's in about 50 minutes or thereabouts. So let's look and see what's going on with MMX. If you just joined us, thank you very much. Somebody wants us to have a look at MMX. So MMX definitely is a stock that you have to do your due diligence. I will not. I mean, even though we have a position there, of late I don't really think I will encourage anybody to get involved with this stock. You know, if you do your research, you find out that people will be saying all sorts of things about the company and about the people who are running it and all that stuff. You know, so I'm not going to delve into the fundamentals, the due diligence and all that stuff. But you know, the stock has been retracing and retracing. You know, we can see what's going on now. It's trading below all of its moving averages, I believe. And the readout here. Okay, they have a disclosure here. That's at the 11th of June. They have a readout here from 8K. And what does it say? Okay, on June 7, 2021, their board declared a 1-for-1,000 reverse split for their common stock. Okay, 1 for 10,000. That's okay. So that's what's going on. And the holders of the majority of the outstanding voting power, the shareholders. Okay, so that is what's going on. A reverse split. When is it going to take place? Okay, statements. We have mailed our information statement to our shareholders of record as of May 28, 2021. So when will this take place? With effect from when? Okay. Okay, we don't have any dates as of when this will happen, but it will happen very soon. So you have to divide this entire float by 10,000 and we will get the volume. We'll get the average volume. So we will have okay, divided by 10,000, we will have 2.9 billion shares, but the market capitalization will still be about the same thing. So that is coming soon. It appears to be a bearish medium-term trend within a longer-term uptrend. Okay, the longer-term uptrend as it concerns that 200-day moving average is still, I think, upward sloping. Although the 200-day moving average is rising, the MACD is bearish. It's also lagging the S&P 500. Momentum for MX is strongly bearish. The 14-period slow stochastic oscillator is below 20-day level, which many analysts call oversold. This means that investors have been actively selling shares and driving the price lower. The unbalanced volume indicator is bearish. The slope of the indicator is negative and suggests that there is a lack of buying interest. So, if I have to delve into the stock, you know, the market participants are not very, you know, bullish on this stock. You know, they are not. A lot of people are involved in the stock, too, as a matter of fact, but so many other people don't have anything positive to say about the company, and you know, they all say all sort of things about the CEO. You know, doesn't complete any project or anything like that, and stuff like that. So by all means, just be careful. And a reverse split is coming very soon, so just be careful. And I would just say hold on and see what's going to happen by the time they reverse, and we'll see what's going on. So if they are reversing, assuming that the reversal takes place today, we're going to have how many? What's it going to trade out? 1, 2, 3, 4. So the stock will rise to $7, which is not. It's just, you know, still this pretty much the same thing. So yeah, just know what you're doing as it concerns in MMX. We have a position there ourselves. You know? Yeah. Okay, so moving on, we will go ahead and update ourselves on ORPH. ORPH now has an extension of 16.61%. Okay, we have an extension of 16.72%. If you just joined us, thank you very much. Give us leave your thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up. Let's get going. So let's look at AMC. AMC is has an extension of 2.98%, extending above all of its moving averages at the moment. So an extension of 3.06% at the moment. So let's look at BlackBerry. Okay, BlackBerry just up 0.56% at the moment. So let's look at NOVN. Novan is up 2.38%, but stock has been moving sideways, trading below all of its short and intermediate moving average, but above the upward sloping 200-day moving average based on this 1-minute live model. The momentum is improving, currently at 30. It's improving. MACD definitely below the signal line. So novan up 2.52%. Next one is CRSR. Corsair Gaming Inc. up 28.28%. Strong. The stock is the underlying trend is strongly bullish. The momentum is also just slightly waning, but the stock is seriously extending. Has a bullish pattern, and it's extending. So let's find out what's going on with CRSR. Corsair Gaming Inc. Okay, let's find out whether there's any news behind this extension. It has run up. Market cap of 3 billion as at Friday the 11th. Okay, there isn't any news we can see here. Okay, let's find out whether there's any news concerning Corsair here. Okay, shares of gaming equipment maker Corsair Gaming Inc. Jumped 12.5%. The company, which has short interest of 18.25% of free floats, according to Refinitiv data, was the top trending stock on stocktwits with 26.9% jump in message volume. So it's definitely a stock on squeeze. That's why we have that. So it's a short squeeze going on for Corsair, and it's a relatively new stock. Yes, the Corsair. Yes, Corsair has Dominic. It's definitely on squeeze at the moment. Yeah, it's facing it's because I mean there isn't any official news as such, and let's see what the short volume is. Naked short report for Corsair. CRSR. So the market is opening in about 38 minutes or thereabouts. So let's look at and see get the short figure for Corsair. So 37.94%. That's the percentage of the entire volume that was sold short for the 11th of June. So 37.94% of the 824,013 shares that were traded, and that 37.94% is 312,668. So yeah, Corsair is up 28.12%. So let's move on and look at NOVAX. NVAX is up 7.19%, but it's retracing. I think the underlying trend is a bearish one. At some point it was trading at $236 or thereabouts. So let's quickly move on to UWMC. Holdings, they're up to the 3.62%. In the short term, the signals are a bullish one. The short-term moving averages are bullish. The stock is currently at $10.58 at the moment. Let's look at DCRC. Decarbonization is up 6.11%, but it has retraced and trading below all of its short-term moving averages, but above the 50-day moving average. Let's see what we're getting here. Yeah. Okay, earlier on we covered some of these top 20 most shorted US stocks, and according to Bloomberg they all have about 30% of their float sold short. So let's begin again with Pubmatic, Pubmatic. It's up 3.8% currently. It's a bit quiet, moving sideways, trading above its short-term moving averages. Momentum is just sustained at 50% at the moment. Not very much going on there. Okay, let's look at the next one. Will be Workhouse. Workhouse is up 1.61%. Okay, the signal is the moving averages, the short and intermediate ones. They are very much bullish, but the stock is just slightly retracing at the moment. As a matter of fact, all of its signals based on the underlying trend, rather based on this 1 minute model, is a bullish one. But the 14 period slow stochastic oscillator is also weighing in at the moment. So next one is Clover Health. Clover is down 2%, trading below all of its moving averages based on this 1 minute model. It's down 2%. And retracing, I believe. So next one is Akimoto. FUV Akimoto, the electric vehicle maker. Up 1.42%, a bit quiet, not very much graphically is going on here, but it's up 1.42%. Next one is Geo Group. Geo is down 2.03%. I think the underlying signal is also bearish in this case. Momentum is flat. All right, thank you very much, Paul. Thank you for joining us in this live session. Yeah. Okay, if you just joined us, thank you very much. Give us a thumbs up. Let's get going. We're covering some of the stocks. We're some of the top. You can see here, according to Bloomberg, America's top main stocks, the top 20 shortest stocks, or having short interest above 30. So we are looking at Geo Inc. So let's look at Root. We've looked at Root. Let's look at Roots. Next one. Let's look at Root. Root Inc. is down 0.08%. Nothing. It's just moving sideways. We're very quiet there now. So next, 180 Life Sciences. 180. We've not been able to find that symbol. I think we will have to find it some way. 180 Life Sciences. Okay, let's use 180. Do we have any symbol on it? We don't have any symbol. ATNF, that's the symbol. Yeah. ATNF. It's down 0.19%. Okay, so go ahead and look at the next one. That will be Blink Charging, BLNK. Blink Charging up 1.54%, but the stock itself has retraced below all of its short and intermediate moving averages for this 1 minute live model. So it's up 1.54%. At some point it was higher than that. At some point it was trading at $40 and some fraction, but currently trading at $40.11. So let's look at the next one. Next one is on track. On track is up 0.23%. OTRK. Next one will be altimeter growth. Altimeter growth, AGC. AGC is down 0.17%. Next one will be PetMed Express. Pets. Okay, it's up 0.55%. Nothing's going on there. .55%. Okay, Esperion Therapeutics, ESPR. So it's unchanged at the moment. So the next one is Beam Global, down 0.69%. So the next one is Canoe Inc. Canoe Inc. is down 0.31%. Okay, so before we continue, let's quickly have a look at ORPH and see what's going on. It's up 20.58%. At some point, it retraced down to 16%. I believe this is where it was. This would have been a 16% extension, but currently it now has extended to $11.25, which is roughly 20.47% extension. So that's the next one is the CRSR. Let's update ourselves on that. It has an extension of 27.9% at the moment. If you just joined us, thank you very much. Give us a thumbs up and let's get going. Thank you very much. So let's look at NOVN. Novan Inc. is up 1.29%, and NVAX is up 7.52%. Stock is extending above its 10 and 20-day moving averages, but below the 50-day moving average, as well as the falling weighted average price. Okay, let's look at UWMC Holdings. It's up 2.74%. Stock is retracing, even though it's up 2.25, retracing below all of its moving averages, including the volume weighted average price. Momentum is currently it's flat, indicating the stock was sold out at the moment, but currently has improved to 26. Okay, currently at 21.05, so it's still very weak. So let's look at DCRC. Decarbonization up 6.75. So let's go ahead and continue with the top 20 shorted stocks. Fulgent up 0.59. So not all these shorted stocks are seeing any squeeze at the moment, but it's just that you need to, probably the reason why they published that data is for you to just know what's going on. Okay. Google Inc. up 2.24%. GDRX. GoodRx Holdings up 2.5%. WPG, Washington Prime Group. Okay, trading still halted, up only 1.24%. Nikola Corp is down 2.45%. Yes. Clovis Oncology up 2.25%. So we have this HYG. This is an ETF, I believe. Okay, it says iShares high yield corporate bonds, and according to Paul Stevenson, the guy that was chatting with us earlier on, he was saying that BlackRock and Citadel, they've been betting this ETF is going to plunge by the 18th of this, at least by towards the end of this week. So let's go ahead and see what's going on with its ETF. If you just joined us, thank you very much. Subscribe, like, share, super chat, leave us a comment. If there's any stock you want us to have a look at, put down in the comment box. Let's go ahead and have a look. So we are covering HYG. I think it will definitely give us a profile. So iShares iBox high yield corporate bond ETF. Does it have any profile? Okay, let's look at the profile first, and let's look at the profile and then we'll continue. It's a high yield bond. So some of these bonds are expected to collapse because of rising inflation. Investment seeks to track the investment results of the market iBox US liquid high yield index, the underlying index. So that's the index it is tracking. The underlying index is a rules-based index consisting of US dollar denominated high yield corporate bonds for sale in the US. The fund generally would invest at least 90% of its assets in the component securities of the underlying index, and may invest up to 10% of its assets in certain futures, options, and swap contracts, cash and cash equivalents, as well as in securities not included in the underlying index. So it tracks the market iBox USD liquid high yield index. So yes. So the interesting thing about this ETF is that, okay, let's see the food chain. Okay, look at that. Look at these options will expire in 4 days. You can see that. And how come we're having this sort of high volumes? If you think this is high, let me show you. You can see that. Let me show you. We're coming down here. You can see that. 80. This is $80. 80 strike. The stock is still at 87.62. So if we are having this sort of figures, it's an indication that people are definitely betting that this ETF will collapse. So at the 80 strike, we have 123,207 open interests. So that will be, if they have to exercise that, we are talking about 12.3 million ETFs. So you can see 81 as well, same thing, but for some reason the 8150 has just only 534, but it doesn't change anything. You can see that. Okay, I think they're carefully skipping the ones with the fractional with the fractions. Okay, they're skipping the fractions, the ones that have the fractions. You can see. So you have the 84 as well. You can see 85. You can see that. So there is something there. These options are going to expire in a few days' time. So there is a bet that something's going to happen. You can see. So and at the moment they're relatively cheap to buy. You can only buy this with $5. You can buy this with $3, $4. Relatively cheap to do so. And you can see the disparity in the prices. You can see these ones are 3. You can see this is 0.03 cents and this is 12 cents. So let's see what's going on with this HYG, whether there's any active. Okay, still the same, nothing is going on there. Okay, let's see if we can find any news concerning HYG. Okay, let's see if we can find any news. No recent news. No recent news. The most recent is I think that of, it says here 1 week ago, equities.com. Okay. BlackRock institutional trust company. iShares iBox USD high yield fell 0.0206% to end trading Thursday. That was last week, not the week before, at $87.08 per share, and net change of $0.18. Okay, that's not any news as such. It's not any news. Okay, let's see what they're saying on Seeking Alpha. So the market is opening in about 16 minutes. Okay, the summary is that it compensates for the duration risk, but the credit risk is too high relative to the yield. We also offer an alternative for people living on the correct side of the pond. Okay, so generally these bonds originate from issuers that have lower quality rating, that is BB and lower. The lower The low quality, the higher chances of defaulting, exposing investors' principal to risk. Investors require a high interest to compensate for taking on the above risks, and makes these bonds high yield. Okay, so that's why they're high yield. The people who invest in them require higher interests. Okay, so the interest is the yield. So we are looking at that's why we are, I mean, it's a highly risky ETF. Probably that's why we are looking at these sort of very high open interests. So, well, we're not sure whether it's going to collapse or not, but we'll continue to observe and watch for you. Okay, so let's look at what's going on elsewhere. Okay, let's update ourselves. ORPH is up 18.76%. So at some point we had an extension of about 28% for ORPH, but we're currently looking at an extension of 18.76% at the moment. So let's look at novan Inc. up 0.14%, has lost nearly all its gains at the moment. So next one will be CRSR. Corsair Gaming Inc. up 28.24%. So the news out there also is let's look at some news concerning some of these meme stocks. So the market is opening in about roughly 12 minutes and some fraction. Okay, so it's small-time stock traders turn their attention to the biotech and healthcare sectors on Monday, the 14th of June 2021, lifting shares of some by as much as 10%, while the rallying stocks that were favored in recent weeks appeared to fade. Of the top 10 stocks trending on trading focused social media sites, stocktwits, vaccine developer NOVAX and VAXAT were in the third and fourth spots respectively, with message volume on VAXAT up 9.7% and nearly 97% of them reflecting a positive sentiment. Shares of NOVAX jumped 10.3% in pre-market trading, as the company also reported late stage data from US-based technical trials showing its vaccine was more than 90% effective against COVID-19 across a variety of variants of the virus. Individual traders on forums such as Reddit's Wall Street Bets have acted in concert this year to bid up shares of heavily shorted stocks, triggering a phenomenon known as a short squeeze, which pushes up stock prices even more. Okay, so they're trying to say that the attention is probably going towards health and biotech stocks, but maybe that hasn't involved a lot of money, I guess, for now. So yes, Corsair up 26.07%, and indeed we have some of these. We have more novan here. Novan is not doing so well, up 2.18%. Obviously NOVAX, we have seen that. Let's see what the figure is like, up 6.38%, not a lot. ORPH, or indeed is a health and bio. ORPH is a biotech stock. It's beginning to extend again, currently at 19.83%. We saw an extension of about 28% at some point during this pre-market session. So the market is opening about 8 minutes at the moment. Sorry, in about 9 minutes. So let's look at DCRC. The capitalization is up 4.5%. Okay, let's update ourselves with AMC. Up 6.4% currently. Signals are very much bullish. All of its moving averages are looking up. The momentum is currently is above 80 now, might be easily above the signal line. This is based on the 1 minute model. So yes, we have some bullish extension on AMC. That's what's going on. It's currently trading at 52.75 at the moment. Let's look at BlackBerry. BlackBerry up 1.34%, strongly bullish and extending. Okay, so let's see what's going on with EXPR. Expressing is up 0.76%. Corporation up 2.25%. All of these are in the pre-market session. The main session itself hasn't started. That will be in about 7 minutes or thereabout. GameStop up 2.32%. Also bullishly extending, very much like AMC. ORPH. Okay, has an extension of 19.72% at the moment. So let's try and see what's going on elsewhere. Okay, thank you very much. We have 5 likes now, and okay, let's five things to know before the market opens Monday, today. Okay, Wall Street set to open steady after another S&P 500 record. NOVAN says its COVID-19 vaccine is 90% effective overall. Bitcoin jumps after Elon Musk suggests Tesla could accept it again. Biden to attend NATO summit G7 meeting or gathering ahead of Putin meeting. Israel's new government gets to work after Netanyahu ouster. I think some of these we already know. Yes, thank you all for yes. Okay, thank you, Mr. Smithy, Mr. King Smithy. Yes, we got 6 likes now. Somebody make it 7. Let's get going. The market is opening in about 4 minutes. Okay, so ORPH extending again up 2.69 at the moment. Getting some resistance from that 11.25 level. But even with this 20.58% extension, it's still trading below its volume weighted average price. So we have about 3 minutes now before the market opens. So let's look at CRSR. Corsair Gaming Inc. up 26.42%. This is typically a stock. This is definitely a stock that is being squeezed. It has retraced below its short and intermediate moving averages, but still above the volume weighted average price and the 200-day moving average. AMC up 6.48%. BlackBerry up 1.27%. Let's look at the market overview here. So the Fed will conclude its policy meeting on Wednesday, the 15th. Okay. So we have some various pieces of news here. Some of them may or may not be relevant to what we are talking about right now. Okay, not so much so. So let's return and see what's going on. The market is opening in about a minute and some fraction. Let's ORPH up 22.19%. It's gradually extending. It definitely, there's a good chance it might retrace all the way, rather extend all the way back to that 28% we saw. This was definitely, there's a good chance this was when we reached that. No, it wasn't. We had an extension of about $12.11, so we haven't, that is not up to $12. So we might be able to see it if we look at a much more a broader time frame. You can see the 10 minutes. So even the 10 minute has that $12. So it's more like it. This is a 10-minute model. So let's see if the 5-minute model reflected that. Yes, it did. It did as well. Yes. So but this is what it looks like for ORPH based on the 5-minute model. So the market is opening in a few seconds. So let's uncheck some. Okay, the market is now open. ORPH up 22.94%. So let's uncheck these. You can see what's going on. Extension has ensued. More and more people have gotten involved. The stock is extending, broken through its volume weighted average price, but it's retracing now below this line you're looking at is the price we bought it at, so don't let that confuse you. We have I think 2 positions in there, 2 shares in that stock. So it's currently extended at 24.47% above, trading up, moving above its volume weighted average price at the moment. So we are gradually okay. So let's see if we can reach that. We have $12, 12.19. So we have broken through. So we have 31% extension at the moment. 32. There's a good chance it will be halted very soon. Okay, let's look at CRSR. Okay, it's up 27.33%. So now that the market is open, we can return and have a look at this HYG and see what the shares are trading like. Okay, we can quickly have a look at it here. HYG, high yield down 0.09%. Okay, see this is what's going on. So they have all added some more value. You can see that 86 strike, 223,027 open interests. So that will be, if this is exercise, we're talking about 22 million of these ETFs that will be bought or sold rather. So what it means is that if these guys are going to exercise, they have the right to sell this ETF at $86. So if it collapses, falls all the way down to something below that, if they exercise it, if it retraces significantly, then exercising it might make economic sense. Let's look at the Greeks on this. Let's look at the Greeks on so the delta on these instruments, we have a delta of 0.107 for the 8150. So if what it simply means is that if the stock moves up by 1%, this would have lost a value of about 0.076. I want to believe it's a percentage. That will be 0.076%. So implied volatility is 39.277%. So you can see the 8350 has an implied volatility of 102%. You can see the axe price is very high, indicating people are getting serious with it. Let's look and see. That's the 8350. Let's move up and see. But it has a small volume, it has a small short interest. I'm wondering why it has that implied volatility of 103%. Can look at that. Look at that spread. You have to, for you to buy this, you will need $470. So the 8450 is nicely priced because you have a spread of 1 cent. So obviously it's believed or speculated that hedge funds are betting this ETF will retrace. They're betting it will retrace by the end of this week. That is why we are looking at this very high short interest. You can see that. See that short interest, sorry, open interest of 133,000. And we have 223,000 for the 86 strike. So they are speculating that it will retrace beyond $86. So it's lost the value of 0.09%. That's the ETF itself. Okay, before we go ahead and let's look at ORPH. ORPH now has an extension of 22.94%, trading below its 10-day moving average, but the underlying signal is a bullish one. But let's go ahead and look at CRSR. It's up 18.28%, also retracing or has retraced below its 10-day moving average. Corsair Gaming. At some point it had an extension of about 27%, so it has lost some 10% in the gains, and the 10-day moving average is getting bearish at the moment. MACD below the signal line, right? Because the stock itself has traced below that 10-day moving average. So let's look at ORPH. Okay, gradually extending again. Okay, let's look at AMC. AMC up 6.658%. BlackBerry down 0.14%. GameStop up down 2.84%. Okay, thank you all very much for joining us in this live session. We'll endeavor to keep on streaming and putting out more and more videos. Thank you very much.